Welcome to this episode of Blended, Blessed, and Always a Mess. I'm Aric.
And I'm Angie.
We are married with a ton of kids.
We have 6 kids total. He has 3 and I have 3.
My name's Hallie and I love riding horses.
I'm Lexi and I love agriculture.
My name's Carter and I love eating.
My name's Chase and I love lifting weights.
My name's Summer and I love spending my parents' money.
I'm Dane and I love baseball.
Our show is about our blended, blessed, and always a mess life. And our hope is if you find yourself in the same situation we are in, that by sharing our story, all the fun and all the mess, the challenges we are experiencing, it will give you some inspirations, laughs, and community, knowing you are not alone in this mess.
We appreciate you spending time with us. Let's dive in.
Welcome to this week's episode of Blended, Blessed, and Always a Mess, where I want to start by just saying thank you, because earlier this week, we hit 75,000 downloads. And if you would have told me when we started this a year and a half ago, 18 months ago, that 75,000 people would listen to us, I would have thought you're crazy.
Me too.
I mean, and then the first night we did it, first 2 episodes we recorded, we had to go away to a place, the Lake of the Ozarks, and we recorded 2 episodes, thought maybe no one will ever listen to this. And now 75,000 people later, here we are. I was talking to my buddy Scotty this week because him and his morning show partner, they win national awards. They have a little podcast, and he's like, yeah, we have like 12 people listen. He's like, it's not even worth doing.
I think what amazes me most about the podcast is so many people listen to it like first thing Sunday morning. So when we check our downloads on Sunday, because I usually release it like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, there'll be like 100 people that like start their Sunday and listen to us. And it just kind of blows my mind a little bit.
I mean, I think your mom listens like 10 times before anybody else does. But then after your mom, yes, like 90 more people.
Yeah. Sometimes my mom's like, hey, could you send me the episode early? So I'll send it to her. There's a way I can send her the link before we publish it. And last week, Eric's like, how did 9 people listen to this before we even
Yeah, it was like 10 p.m. Saturday night. She's like, oh, that's my mom. I'm like, okay.
She maybe listened to it multiple times or shared it. Hi, Mom. Love you. Thanks for always listening.
My mom doesn't listen. She doesn't know what a podcast is. One of the first, she actually was like one of the first ones. She's like, you guys did that live? And I'm like, no, Mom. It's recorded. It's a podcast. Oh, been a crazy week.
It's been crazy. The next couple of weeks are going to be hairy, busy. But I did survive my birthday. I survived it.
Not the traditional Angie birthday.
No, but I did. Saturday night, it ended up being just the twins and I.
Yeah, I went to watch Dane play baseball. So I said, you guys should go.
That was the crazy day because Summer had a soccer game in the morning.
In one city, Boonville, Missouri. And
then we drove to another city to watch Chase play soccer. And then Dane had 2 baseball games, 2
near
hour,
St. Louis,
45
Missouri.
Hour and 45 away.
Yeah.
And so the twins and I stayed back from that, and then we went and had
because dinner. Chase was still playing. I left just after halftime of his game, and I drove to Dane's game. So you guys stayed back, went to dinner. But yeah, we a lot of sports last weekend and did that. And
yeah. So that's kind of how I started my little birthday evening. And then Sunday we went to church.
Had a good brunch with some of our church friends.
Yeah, so that was good.
Pastor Shay and Lynn Roush, who's been on our podcast multiple times. We were with them.
Yes.
They also were impressed by how many podcast downloads we have. They have their own podcast, and we're...
Yeah. Yeah, so the other couple there didn't know that I had written a children's book, so I started explaining to her about Feathers Matter, and Eric's like, oh, look, there's a little teeny tiny feather that was right there next to him.
Yeah, we were sitting on a patio, and a feather fell down on my napkin as Angie was talking about Feathers Matter to our other friends, Pax and Rach, and it was like, wow.
And they gave us a gift from like a different group within the crossing. And they had a card. And in the card, there was a Bible verse that talked about covering you with feathers.
Yeah.
And they had no idea. It was just like all happened within like a 10-minute time frame. So that always feels good. And then we went to go see Phoenix. And Lexi and Summer had not been to see Phoenix since she moved to the new place after she was weaned from her mama. And it's so funny because this pin has, we're all kind of a little bit scared of horses, but this pen has 3 foals in it, and they're like dogs now. I mean, they just want you to pet them and
they
scratch
follow you
them.
around. And
they get in your personal space. So you're like, scratching Phoenix, petting her, and then you turn around, right behind you is another foal. So it was fun to kind of see the girls experience that. And then, I think the funniest part was when one of the other horses coughed a couple times, and Summer's like, what in the world? She starts dying laughing because she's like, that sounds like a person. And then it really coughed. And you captured a few
luckily,
pictures.
I got some good pics.
Oh
yeah.
my God. She was like, I'm about to pee my pants. She was laughing so hard. So that was good. We had a good laugh. And then I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I just want low key.
Came home and Lexi and Carson watched the Chiefs game. I napped, you napped.
I took a little nap. Like, I just need like 15 or 20 minutes to shut my eyes.
We joined them for the Chiefs Taylor Swift game later.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I am excited about that relationship.
Yeah, you're more excited about that than most. And that's not your thing.
It's not my thing. I told Aric, I'm like, this is probably the first kind of celebrity matchup that I'm like kind of curious about.
Well, they've announced that she is going to be now in New York this weekend to watch Travis play the New York Jets on Sunday Night Football. Like, they've announced it ahead of time. The Chiefs played the Bears last weekend. Bears are one of the worst teams in the NFL, so no one watches. Highest rated football game in the NFL last weekend, Chiefs-Bears, because of Taylor Swift. So they've already announced that Taylor will be at the New York Jets-Chiefs game. Jets aren't playing well either on Sunday Night Football, so people will watch the game. I almost feel like the NFL's paying her. Like, here, you keep coming to the games. We're going to pay you because our ratings are through the roof when you come to watch Travis Kelce. So, yeah, we did that.
Yeah, and then I'm like, I've been wanting to watch the Barbie movie because I've heard mixed reviews about it. I've heard some people say they love it. Some people say that they think it's weird as shit. And so we watched that, and about, 15, 20 minutes into it, Chase is like, yeah, I think I'm going to bed.
Yeah, Chase was out. He didn't care. No.
He's like, what is this?
I thought it was interesting.
Summer and I loved it. Loved it. And I actually think it's made for older females almost because you really recognize the adult message, humor and message, right, of how it's kind of a man's world.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Ken loved it.
Yeah.
Ken loved it.
Let's get back to the patriarchy.
Barbie wanted to go back to Barbie Land.
Yeah.
Screw this. I have my own money in Barbie Land.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Paper, plastic. It's fantastic. I played that song when it first came out on the radio. That's how long I've been in radio.
I remember that song. So that was Sunday. I made it through my birthday, and I woke up Monday morning relieved. Like, okay, I made it through. Uh-huh.
You did.
I did.
I did everything you asked.
Yeah.
I made it nonchalant. We didn't really celebrate. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You are welcome. Did exactly what you asked me to do.
Then
you even thanked me, I think. You're like, thank you for not doing anything.
Yes,
yeah.
I did.
You're welcome.
Because it was a relief because I didn't feel like I had to put a face on for anything. I'm just like, okay, check that box. And this past week, so the week following my birthday, has been an insane week because it's homecoming. And if anybody has a 14-year-old daughter, soon to be 15, that is their first homecoming, like there's a lot of stuff you got to prepare for. There's nails, there's spray tan, there's hair, all of that stuff. So the week has been
one glow up after the next.
Yes, one glow up after the next. So Monday, she had a hair appointment. Chase had soccer, and we got home about 6:30, maybe.
6:43.
From all the running. 6:43. And walk in.
I was paying attention.
Well, so that was our kids' dinner night. So we didn't have all the kids on my birthday. So it was like, okay, we're going to do family dinner night Monday night.
Because all the kids wanted to celebrate you.
Yes. So it was sweet. So Aric was going to just take care of dinner. So that was going to be the surprise. Only when I walk in, the surprise was the food, but also I had a house full of family that was just hiding there, waiting to surprise me for my birthday.
They wanted to be with you and spend time with you.
It was very sweet.
And I even said to your sister Trisha, I said, she's probably going to kill me after this. And she's like, maybe. She goes, she'll probably appreciate it. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, it wasn't what you asked. But, on your birthday, Sunday, so many people wanted to see you, and you were just shutting it all down. And I set up like, okay, if anybody wants to be here, you can be here. And as many people that could come on a Monday night, because Mondays are hard, and your family can live 1 to 2 hours away, showed up. And so we had several family members, your mom and dad, obviously.
Yeah, my godmother.
Your aunt and uncle, So it was a fun night.
It was a fun night. It was a fun night, and it made my heart smile. And I think my favorite thing was our tradition that we do for our birthdays, where everybody goes around and says what they appreciate about the birthday boy or girl. And so that and the sweet notes from everybody is definitely something to treasure. There were some tears.
Well, I think you're the most special person that I know, and I wanted you to know that. So
I felt it.
This is an awful, awful time, and I just wanted you to know that you matter. So yes, I gave you Sunday to not do anything you wanted, but I also wanted you to know, and I didn't even buy you much.
To not do anything.
I didn't buy you much because normally I overbuy you things, and I didn't do that. But I wanted to make sure that you at least knew, like, you're super special, and you need to be celebrated, and that was the deal on that.
Yeah. Nope, definitely. It was, I didn't want a lot, wanted quiet, meaningful, and it was very meaningful Monday night, so I totally appreciate all the effort that you put into that. My mom made my favorite dessert. Gosh, she makes this amazing coconut cream pie, and she makes it gluten-free, and you can't tell from the crust.
It's amazing.
It's so freaking good. Oh, my gosh. So good.
So, yeah.
So made it through a birthday, but also what was going on in addition to the homecoming glow-ups and the birthday celebration Monday night was we also had a very special dinner Tuesday night. And this week marks 10 months. 10 months. We're recording this on Wednesday night, and so tomorrow's 10 months. And, gosh, the count is just like...
Do you think we'll stop at a year?
I think so. I think I want to. I don't know.
I want to, because I don't... Every
it's
month
a lot
I know
of
it's
like,
happening.
I mean, you're always going to remember that day, but I almost want to like not do the count anymore after a year because...
We knew yesterday is when we got the call.
Yeah, you just replay it.
I know
time.
tonight you and I went into her room and we slept until about 4 in the morning, and then Lance and Michelle came in, and we knew that tomorrow was going to be the day. And yeah, I'm ready for that all to be. I slept with
her all night. Tonight would have been the night that I never left her bed.
Yeah, I'm ready for that to be.
And just had my arms wrapped around her little body. And yeah, so the dinner that we had Tuesday night was the scholarship, the Hallie Phillips Memorial Scholarship Dinner. And what's so beautiful about that, it's just another painful beauty moment, but it's something that will keep her name living on and her memory living on forever. And I still don't think people quite understand what that means, because even the twins wanted to go to this dinner, and I'm like, I don't know, like I have no idea what to expect. It might be 4 hours of boring. I don't know. Like it's our first ever, and they had sporting events, so I didn't really want them to miss it. But I told them, I'm like, you guys, like this is every year, forever, for you, for your grandkids, for their kids. Like it's an endowed scholarship. So the interest off of the scholarship fund that we raise, that's what pays the scholarship. So it's never going away. And it's always going to be Hallie Phillips. Hallie Phillips. No other name, thank God. No other name. It's Hallie Phillips.
And we got there and found out that Mizzou, who we have talked about, has been incredible through this process. And we had the big thing in the spring where they honored Hallie and those that were lost. They're going to honor her again in the spring of next year. And she's going to get an actual diploma at graduation, like she should have next spring, that says Hallie Phillips. And it's going to be, I'm sure, beautiful. We'll cry. And we learned that Tuesday night. And we met some girls that actually had class with Hallie, which was awesome. I didn't expect that.
I didn't either. Like in my mind. And they didn't give us much information. Actually, we thought it would be one recipient. And then a couple days before the dinner, she's like, here's the names of the two ladies. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like we had enough to give out 2 scholarships. So that's beautiful in itself. But in my mind, I thought it would be like freshmen.
Yeah, I did too. Like incoming freshmen.
Yeah, incoming freshmen.
Yeah.
So we walk into this event, and it's really, really nice. And they have all these different tables set up with...
Thanks for making me wear a sport coat. I was glad you did. Whew, that would have been embarrassing.
I know. Eric's like, I'm just wear jeans and like casual. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I feel like these dinners are probably a little bit dressier. We walk in, and we find our table, and the recipients, one sits on Eric's side and one sits on my side, and we start chatting with them. And so I start talking to Alexandria, who's born in Puerto Rico, first one to go to college out of her family, and just a sweet lady and young woman. And I'm like, I don't know if you know much about the Hallie Phillips Memorial Fund and why we created this. And she just kind of looks at me and she's like, I knew Hallie. I had a feeding class at the barn with her one whole semester. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I just had no idea. No idea. And it just made me tear up of like, you're like in shock and awe in so many ways. Like, are we really sitting here? Like, this is really where we're at. So you're still in shock, but then you're in awe of, wow, it hasn't even been a year. And we're sitting here, young family. Nobody else is sitting at a scholarship table.
Everybody else at this dinner is like 60 plus.
Because they've like established themselves, they financially wealthy is how I viewed a lot of them. And that's why they have a scholarship fund, not that they lost a child or a Mizzou student and created this. So you're just in awe that this community of support surrounded us when we had this idea of creating a scholarship so her memory and her name would be said forever and be able to help young girls that want to go into animal science to make a difference in the world. And we did it.
Did you say she had a horse? Did you tell people?
Yeah, so one of the things, I don't know if our listeners remember, but the criteria that we had set forth with Mizzou was majoring in animal science. It'd really be a bonus if they were interested in equine or had something to do with horses. Female. I didn't want to put a grade point average out there because
as Hallie was said,
really,
C's get degrees.
She really wasn't like a 4.0 student. She was kind of like, winging it type of
C's
kid.
Get degrees.
Yeah,
she said it all the time.
Which, I can't disagree with her. So then I'm like chatting with her, and then the other
Emily, who I was sitting next to, I started talking to her, and I started talking to her about things, and she says, since I can remember, 5 years old, kindergarten, I told everyone I knew I wanted to be a vet. I mean, what does that remind you of? What does that remind you of?
Totally Hallie.
And I said that was our daughter. She wanted to be a vet. And then we started talking more, and she loved horses. And she was just applying to vet school. She's graduating in the spring. She's just applied to vet school.
And she knew Hallie, too.
She had known Hallie from the same kind of feeding class. And she wrote us a beautiful thank you note that she gave us at the end of the evening and said, when she had that class with Hallie, it was one of the coldest times ever. And Hallie always made it fun, which that's Hallie.
Yeah.
And so that was cool. Then let's take it another God level. Emily was a twin.
Yeah, she has a twin sister.
Which was super cool because, I was like, whoa, we have twins?
Yeah, just a lot of neat connection points.
Then, on top of this, at the dinner, they have students come up and talk for entertainment. And oddly enough, at the very first dinner that Hallie Phillips will be memorialized, one of her very best friends in the world and her sister, Alexis Marie Bremer, was invited to be one of the 5 students. 5 students in all of Mizzou, 35,000 kids. 5 students that was invited to speak at this dinner. I mean, what are the odds of that?
That are part of the Kaffner program. Yeah.
Sure, but I mean, what are the odds?
Right.
Because Lexi didn't know when they asked her to speak that it was going to be the first time Hallie got, none of that stuff. So that was neat and just a beautiful, beautiful evening to celebrate Hallie.
And then we get home that night and the kids are so curious about how did it go? Like, what was it like? And so I shared that with Chase, mainly. He was asking about it. Like, it was just kind of amazing to sit there and think, oh my gosh, like, we all did this and made it happen. He's like, well, really, Mom, like, we've done a lot of things in 10 months. He's like, we start naming it off. He's like the barrel race. And I mean, just even thinking about
got a horse that she picked out.
Yeah, the horse, the Hallie's house, the scholarship, and then the children's book. And it's kind of insane a little bit of all the things that we were able to accomplish to honor her. And it kind of reminds me of a part of the children's book where I kind of talk about this. So I had shared on one of our episodes kind of how the book starts off around you're building a nest and you're wanting it to be strong so it can withstand the storms and the predators. You're really just thinking about how do you protect your child. And so over time, I'll read a few pages from the book because it really applies to what's happening with Hallie and how we're honoring her and why. So we're probably 14 pages in the book.
All right.
Yeah. And it's over time, Mama Ange felt that baby Hallie seemed special. She seemed braver and more instinctive than the other birds. Hallie did indeed have a special gift, but it was up to her to learn what that special gift was and how to use it. And as time passed, Hallie grew beautiful feathers, and then she started to take short test flights. On her flights, she made friends with many other birds, and they would fly high and low together to practice for bigger flights ahead. So I'll stop there, but Hallie did have a special gift, and I feel like her special gift actually wasn't even fully revealed until we lost her. And that fight for her, because she was so incredibly special to so many people, it's in us. And we're using that special gift to show the world that she was beautiful and she mattered and she was so innocent and did nothing wrong. And she's still with us. She's just not physically with us.
Yeah, shows up all the time. And
Eric's getting teary-eyed.
Yeah. Your book is beautiful, and it's up for pre-ordering today. And as we said earlier, it'll come out on Hallie's Angel Date. We'll ship it to everyone. And it's an opportunity to tell a story to children and adults that are in relationships that they shouldn't be in. But also how you learn from that and you help other people to spread their wings and fly. And that's what our daughter did to so many people. And so we want to honor her always, think about her always. Your book is so amazing. Your talent is so amazing. Kinsey's talent, Kinsey Engelbrecht's, her talent to illustrate is so amazing. We started this week getting some of the little small flyers, some stickers, so many different things that are making it very real, right? Like it's becoming a real thing, a tangible, you can touch, feel item, and very neat in that regard that we can do that. Couldn't be more proud of you. And at the end of the day, it's about helping other people. And that's what you did. And that's why Chase was so cool. We've done all these things for Hallie in 10 months. And it doesn't mean we're done grieving. It doesn't mean that we're done mourning. It doesn't mean that we have healed. It means that we just want to continue to honor her. And as you said earlier, say her name, honor her for a long time. The twins' kids, their grandkids of grandkids will continue to know her through the scholarship at Mizzou, through your book. I truly believe this will become a best-selling book, that it'll be something the kids read for years. And it's incredibly special.
It's another shock and awe moment for me. So today I received the stickers I had designed, like the little stickers that people put on their laptops or kids put on their cups that they drink out of, their Stanleys, whatever that looks like. And I ordered it. We designed it, ordered it. And then it comes in and you're just kind of like looking at it. And they turned out so cool. And it's like, God, is this really where we're at? Like, did this all really happen?
Yes.
And then it's like, oh my gosh. Like, I do feel like the strength to honor her is truly inspired by Hallie. And it's like God's strength in a lot of ways. Like, I'm still in shock of what happened, but also have a lot of fight to figure out how do you keep her memory alive. And it's
her memory alive and help other kids. That's really for me.
Yeah.
Like that's where it's at. Like keep her memory alive and help other people know their value and their worth, which is what I always wanted for her from the first time I met her, is like to know her value and worth, because she was such a beautiful, smart, special girl. And as you said a few minutes ago, she didn't even realize her full talent until she left us on Earth to be able to bring that out in others and other people.
And I think that happens so often with people, whether it's in their control or not, what happens to them. I think people struggle to really see their own value and their own potential.
Yeah.
And I think she definitely struggled with that, but man, she should see it now.
She does. And she sees it and she just says, yeah, no, I knew that. I was better than everyone.
Yeah. And that's my mom.
And that's my mom. That's my mom.
Yeah.
I said this week to your baby sister, Jessie, I said in the words of Hallie Phillips, that's my fucking sister.
I don't think we've ever said the F word on here.
Well, she used to say that about Summer when she would watch Summer
one time,
run.
Oh my God, it was embarrassing. It was so embarrassing because
It was the full Hallie Phillips experience.
yes, we were at a track meet and Summer just absolutely just
Killed it. Came from behind, killed it.
it was insane. I mean, she was in true beast mode. And Hallie was like blown away. And so she like jumps up and screams, "That's my effing sister." And I'm like mortified because it's like
People
7th
everywhere.
and 8th grade sports. And she was so loud. I'm like, oh my God, what is it? Why'd you have to say the F word? Like,
That's Hallie. And then,
it's totally her. I know. But it was like parents kind of turned and looked like, what?
she was in college. It was fine. But I said that to Jessie, your baby sister, this week. I was like, I was proud of her about something so stupid and dumb. But I was like, that's, in the words of Hallie Phillips, that's my fucking sister. And I'm proud of you. So when we try not to cuss too much, it is still, we have to be real and honest. Okay. And I remember one night we were having our church small group here one evening.
Oh, that's another moment.
And Hallie was like back in her room with Lexi, and it was like all kinds of cuss words. And you're like, oh God.
Oh my gosh. We have all these people in here that never say
pastor,
F word.
our pastor is wife. And you're like,
She's like, F yeah.
And then she came out and visited with them. Like she was just like because she knew Jesus. She was, but she was like,
Yeah.
I have to feel like she got up there and Jesus was like, really? Was it necessary, Hal?
In all fairness, I do say the F word often. And I've always said, someone made up that word and said it was a bad word. I mean, like, who gets to determine that the F word is actually a bad word?
I would tell you that I one time got given the best compliment ever. I had a client that said to me, you have the friendliest of all people. They said, you say it, and it's like it's not even a bad word. Like it comes out so friendly.
But
I don't even
really,
think about it.
Who decided? I think those letters would make up a bad word.
Well, it's not Greek. It's not Hebrew, so it's not in the Bible. I don't know. But anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
you're okay, I think, Hal. You're up there better than we are. So
can you say the F word in heaven?
I'm going to guess Jesus said no, but
You think so?
But it's not-
You think there's that many rules?
it's not taking God's name in vain. So who knows? I don't know. Probably have some pastor reach out, tell us we've violated all things sanctification. I don't know.
I don't know.
Here's what I know. I'm clinging to Jesus. That's what I always say. I'm so messed up. I'm clinging to Jesus. I'm with that guy. That guy died for my sins. I'm with that guy.
And he's in shock and awe.
I'm with that guy. Yeah. He's like, Bremer,
great.
Bremer, you're a mess. I'm like, yeah, but I'm with you, buddy. So that's where we're going. So that is this week's episode. Next week, we're going to talk about things we've learned, because we have learned a lot. Some
Eric
of
needs
us more
to do
than
homework
others.
on this one.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier tonight. I was like, okay, all right. But we're going to talk about that. But in the meantime, we are super excited that today my wife is officially an author, and you can pre-order her book, Feathers Matter, about our daughter, Hallie Phillips. We hope that you will. A very young artist who is amazing, Kenzie Engelbrecht, did the artwork, and you're going to love it. Your children, your grandchildren are going to love the book, and couldn't be more proud of you. Super, super excited. So you can order that today. We'll post some of that. And do you have anything else? You gave like a pucker, so I was just checking.
I get what?
You were like, so I didn't know. You
What
wanted
does
to
that
say
mean
something.
if I do
I
that?
thought you wanted to say something.
Oh, no, I'm good.
So Angie said she wants to kiss me after this, and then after that.
That's really Did anybody else hear that?
No?
I did not say that.
So we hope you have a wonderful week. We look forward to talking to you next week, and God bless. Thank you for listening to Blended Blessed and Always a Mess. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and at blendedblessedalwaysamess.com.
Reach out to us on any of our social channels. We would love to hear from you. Have a great week.